Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I'm George. We're all George. So today we're off to a new week. So what comes next for Bitcoin and Solana? Bitcoin, according to many, are getting ready for the next leg up, and there are some wild predictions about where it may end by the end of this year. And these wild predictions are from major banks. So let's talk about Bitcoin, and also let's talk about Solana, who has flipped into the number 4 spot and continues to gain strength. So let's do this. Welcome, guys. Good morning. Bitcoin sitting around 68,000. Solana sitting around 206, about to surpass 210. And you got so many other movers today. Even look at Avalanche sitting at plus 12% today. Today's a pretty good day and could get even better. Let's see what happens with Bitcoin today. We seem to have this like open market jitters when it comes to Bitcoin these days. Like we see Bitcoin start getting a little volatile, maybe trending down a little bit on market open, and then we start recovering up. Let's see if that happens today while I'm streaming and later today. But what's going on this week, guys? What is going on? Well, there are 3 major things to pay attention to. There is a FOMC meeting. That's important. So that's later this week. We have Bank of Japan. Okay, they may be doing some kind of rate adjustment. That's important. But what I'm more curious about is what happens today, because NVIDIA is having their major conference today. Okay, this is the one where, yeah, basically you got all these heavy hitters that will be talking about the future AI. And there's one project in particular that relates to crypto, and that is this guy right here, Polio-Sukin. He's the co-founder of Near Protocol. Near has been really hot recently because they decided to move towards the AI space. I don't know what that means exactly because they are still fundamentally just the L1, and there's so many others that are in the same space. As long as you embrace AI, there's nothing wrong with that. So I don't quite get it, but still, he's going to be there. So that's why Near actually has been super hot as of late, because of this. So we'll see if there's some kind of major partnership or something that's announced today. But, you know, AI overall has been very hot. I mentioned it in my Sunday walk video yesterday too. You know, it's the one niche that continues to gain strength so far this year. So we'll see. I think it's only going to get stronger. I mean, the AI narrative is definitely not going to go away. And we see so many projects now come out and say, oh, we partner with NVIDIA. Not really. I would love to see some real partnerships, right, being formed with NVIDIA. I guess we'll see. All right. What else is there? Well, in terms of ETFs, of course, not stopping. The weekly inflows just continues to keep on going up. I mean, look at this. Even though last week you could argue was a bad week for Bitcoin because we didn't go into the 80s and we fell down a little bit, guess what didn't stop? The purchases. This is just looking at BlackRock's purchases. Last week was the most they ever purchased since week 1, right? So I'm telling you guys, BlackRock and others are not stopping no matter what. Even if Bitcoin dips, they're just going to buy more. Institutions are smart. They buy when others are panicking, okay? And let me show you something. If you guys can't spot the trend, this makes it very obvious. 10 weeks ago, Grayscale had 619,000 Bitcoin. And BlackRock only had 2,000. Now, we're getting very close. Within maybe 2-3 more weeks, guess what? BlackRock's go flip above Grayscale. Again, I don't know why. I don't know the strategy of Grayscale. I just don't understand it. They purposely put their fees high up because they knew a lot of people would cash out, but there's some other agenda going on where they knew there were going to be massive outflows. That's why they set their fees so high. But it's getting ridiculous now. It's like they waved a red flag, or white flag, I should say, and they're just like, we're just going to sell everything in BlackRock. I just don't get why they don't try anything at all to stop this, right? If we didn't have, look at Grayscale. They sold almost 300,000 Bitcoin. Had they not sold 300,000 Bitcoin, had they just held that, think about how much higher Bitcoin would be right now. We're talking about, that's like over $10 billion within just 2 months. So I still don't get, it's going to come out eventually, why they already knew this was going to happen and why they're not stopping it. In fact, you know they're not stopping because they're coming out with another spot ETF they call a mini Bitcoin fund that they say the rates are going to be competitive. But why not just adjust the rates on their main ETF? I still don't get that. But my point is this. These guys are not going to stop. So that's why I have no worry about Bitcoin whatsoever. There are some people that are wondering whether or not we're going to get a pre-halving drop. Hey, if it happens, great buying opportunity. Because I know, and you guys know, that the ETFs and BlackRock are not going to stop buying. They're not. And there's just so little to go around. It's just quite simply, that's just, yes, if you break it down, that's quite simply what it is. You got more demand than supply. Short term, maybe there may be a little bit more selling than buying, but long term, there's only so much to go around, and we will go much higher. That's why Standard Chartered, one of the biggest banks out of Europe, they raised their year-end prediction from 100,000 to 150,000 because it looks kind of silly because we were just at $73,000, right? So 100,000 will be smashed in no time. Hey, Bitcoin is coming up, 68.5. That's good. And that's why they, oops, jumped the gun a little bit there. That's why they're predicting 150,000 by the end of this year. I mean, that's just wild, guys. That's wild. To hit 6 figures and be end of the year at 150,000. So where does that put us the end of 2025? 2024 is not the end of the cycle, guys. This is the halving year. We have a full year after the halving year. So where will we end up next year? Well, according to stock to flow, we may end up at $500,000. The flow from 2024 to 2028. According to this, we're not in the red yet, but we will soon be, and this will lift us to $500,000 by the end of 2025, and then $5 million by the end of 2028. If we're following this, hey, I'm not going to. Yeah, I'll just say I'll be very happy if we get to $5 million by 2028. And then this is what I put in my thumbnail. It's pretty obvious that where we are in the cycle. We're right at the point, like the next stop before Bitcoin starts skyrocketing. Like the parabolic phase, we're like right there. Right there. It may seem like, yeah, it's just like smooth sailing. No, there are like little points that you can't really see when you're zoomed out, but that's the whole purpose, right? There will be volatility. There will be maybe days or weeks where we trend downwards, okay? But that doesn't mean that the run is over. No, that just means the run is getting started, okay? And that's where we are right now. So we just got to be a little bit more patient, and then this is going to happen, okay? So when you're patient, this is what happens. Okay. Now, outside of Bitcoin, what else I want to talk about today? Well, I want to talk about Solana, who continues to defy logic. Look at Solana at 207 today. Okay, we've been seeing Solana come up and up and up and up and up, and it has surpassed BNB. So look at it, 92 billion, excuse me, and about to surpass Tether. That's not a big deal. It's about to be number 3, right behind Ethereum right now. In December, I made a wild prediction, and people were laughing at me. And I said in 2024, Solana is going to surpass Ethereum in market cap. I think Solana will head to $1,000 by the end of the year, and maybe even higher than that. Okay, so let's see if I'm right or not. But right now, Solana has all the momentum and does not seem like it wants to stop. Okay, and there are several reasons for that, and I've mentioned these reasons, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime this year because of the momentum. First of all, if you're looking at popularity, Google search popularity for Solana is about to head to all-time high. You can see right here, we're at the same point as 2021, and actually we surpassed it, and it's still trending upwards. So in terms of global popularity, Solana is at its peak right now, okay? But that doesn't mean it's going to go down. It's only going to go higher because I think you guys know why. Because the memes are getting out of control. But that's good because it's making everything skyrocket. TVL, total value locked, is skyrocketing on Solana right now. It's not all-time high, but it is getting up there, especially if you look at what has happened since November, right? It's not all-time high, but it's going to get there. So the pools on the DEXs are blowing up on Solana right now, okay? And trading volume is blowing up. You could see 3 major DEXs within Solana now have more volume than Uniswap. How crazy is that? How crazy is that 3 DEXs on Solana have more volume, daily trading volume, than Uniswap, which is considered the largest DEX that we have in this space? That is out of control, right? And that is why you look at Radium, it's up 40. Is this still up 42%? No. Okay, it's trending down a little bit. Still, it's up 37%, 38% today. Jupiter is up 16% today, right? It's like the DEXs are going wild right now. Same with Solana. So, I mean, you can't ignore it. If you are ignoring it, then you're just losing a whole boatload of money. I mean, WIF continues to be strong. According to this article, it has something to do with Elon's tweet. I don't think it has anything to do with Elon's tweet. I don't think this was a WIF tweet, but that article says because you have some dogs with hats, that means it's WIF. I don't know if that's the case, but WIF continues to be strong. It's at $3 billion in market cap right now, plus 28%, and continues to go higher. And we know that just a few days ago, we had some other crazy meme called Book a Meme that hit $1 billion in 2 days and got a Binance listing. I did warn you guys, don't fall into Book a Meme. It's just way too high, way too fast. It is coming down, but still, you had this, a new meme hit $1 billion in 2 days. And you know what? That's just the beginning because we have another one. We have another one called Slurf. I have no idea if that's what you call it, but it broke $500 million in 3 hours. So this would have been $1 billion, except the guy totally effed up. he burned not only liquidity, but he burned all the tokens that were set aside for the airdrop. So a whole bunch of people invested, and they were supposed to get tokens in return. But the guy not only burned the LP, but burned all the tokens that he was supposed to give out. So a lot of people got screwed over it. That's why the slurf, I think, started trending downwards. But it hit 500 million market cap in 3 hours, and now it's selling off. But I mean, this shows you the meme craze that's going on right now. Okay, it's just absolutely insane. But you know what? There will be more. I told you guys I'm embracing memes. I love memes with very strong teams. Okay. And I think it's going to be a big part of this cycle. I think it's going to be a huge part of this cycle. All right, so that's why. That's why Solana is so strong, why the DEXs are so strong, and I think they will continue to trend upwards. All right, let's do some Q&A. Dabatola says, memes will do more for this cycle than NFT did last cycle. Yeah, you know what? That's a very interesting point. Last cycle in 2021, we had explosions of NFTs. We had a few explosions of memes, obviously, like Shiba, and a few others like Floki and so forth. But this cycle around, you could tell NFTs are not getting hot, but memes are. This could be the cycle of memes, along with Bitcoin. All right, let me scroll up here. Book of Meme. A lot of people are talking about Book of Meme coming down. Yeah, it got too hot too fast. You can't buy when it hit like 1.3 billion. That's just insane. No money G. I don't get ETH. Skinny Kyle says ETH won't get its ETF. I think they will, but I'm just not sure if it's this year. Joey Crypto says the people getting out of Grayscale are going to BlackRock and Fidelity because they were BlackRock and Fidelity customers and wanted BTC exposure before the ETF. They're just coming back home. I'm not so sure about that. I think there is something else going on as well. I would not be surprised if BlackRock was a majority shareholder, or one of the, maybe not majority, but one of the big shareholders of Grayscale. That would not surprise me. Shut her down. Skid on Soul. 1000x OG meme. Thanks for the warning. Or the shout out, I guess. David asks, how are people finding these memes fast enough? I guess you just gotta like look on. I don't know. There's a lot of private groups. There's a lot of private investments. There's a lot of inside info being shared. A lot of investments being collected, probably by like OG meme guys. And I don't know. I don't know all of them. I get told periodically like a few to get into, but like I had no idea. I did not hear about Book of Meme or this crazy slurf. I had no clue on them. Zero. Why is Robinhood not as popular as Coinbase? It's a lot cheaper, but it doesn't have nearly as much trading pairs. There's so much that you can buy on Coinbase, and they have Coinbase Pro too. So Coinbase Pro, or they call it Coinbase Advanced now, allow advanced trading, and Robinhood doesn't do that. The Feezy says this cycle will be gaming, AI, and meme. I think that's right. Although gaming has not been that hot. Okay, that could change. But I think AI is definitely going to be big. I think gaming will be bigger later this year. And memes for sure is not going to stop. Right now it's led on Solana. Okay, remember all the memes used to be, all the meme craze, they were used to on Ethereum, but it's just like too expensive to deal with Ethereum. Now everything's on Solana, but we have, of course, memes that spread to other ecosystems like Avalanche. I think Avalanche is gaining because of that. And of course, you got Cock, you got Big Red, right? And then spreading to others like Polygon with Kulo. But, and there's others too, you know, like Ninja on Injective, and there's a few others. But yeah, it's going to just get bigger. I would say this, if you don't want to, a lot of memes not for everyone, which is fine, but take advantage of what memes are doing. Like for example, right now, just look at what's happening with Radium, okay, and what's happening with Jupiter. Just look at a 1 month performance. 1 month performance of Jupiter is 193%. You look at 1 month performance of Radium is 200%, right? So here's the thing. You're not into memes, you think it's all shit coins, that's fine. But it's clear what it's doing is driving enormous amount of volume to the dexes on Solana, right? You could clearly take advantage of that and take advantage of Sol too, because all these are being bought with Sol. Paul Fassy says, got my meme coins. Thoughts on staking TIA to get airdrops? Is it worth my time? I mean, airdrops, you know, I think it's like staking. If you get it for free, great. It's going to take a while. So if you might as well, if you have Celestia and you want to stake it, you know, sure. Jasper, can you give a shout out to my trading camp friend group? Eric, Jan, Jackie's, Jacob, and Jasper. Shout out to all of you guys. What about baby Elon and baby Musk? No. No. Those baby memes won't do well, and if you're just like trying to steal Elon's thunder, it's not going to do well. DJ, if you had 500,000 USD and needed to turn in 3 million, so 6x in 6 months, what would you put it on? Doesn't have to be conservative. I just like in 6 months. 6 months. You know, yesterday in my Sunday walk video, I talked about like the ultimate portfolio. Now, it may sound silly because it excludes so many good chains and projects out there. But I said, what may be the most perfect portfolio in terms of performance is basically having Bitcoin, Solana, and memes. That's it. Like, if you had, like, let's say 5 coins in your portfolio and you have 50% in, say, Bitcoin, and then you say you had, like, I don't know, like 40% or 30% in Sol, and then the remaining in memes, it'll be hard to outperform that if you choose the right memes. Like, that would be an ultimate portfolio. Although I know that discounts so many good projects out there, but like that would be something maybe you would maybe entice you to do if you're trying to do a 6x in 6 months. Of course, that's not financial advice. A lot of people have been asking about tips. Just the tip, which is very sexual in nature. But I will say this. I did talk to one of the founders. He seems like a legit guy, just like all the other memes that I support. So, could be a good one. Could be a good one. Dan Bartley, can I use BitUnix in the UK? I believe so, yes. Coinbase. Discover cryptos in the chat. I guess they're trying to see what to talk about. I know DZ is into Kulo. So that's good. A lot of people are into Kulo. I like to see Kulo do very well this cycle and drive more people to Polygon. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Although they're down from their peak, but Kulo, I know, is going places. And I've seen a preview of Kulo Swap. It looks amazing. It's not just for Kulo. Kulo Swap is like a DEX, a crazy DEX aggregator, and could be a powerhouse for Polygon and for Kulo. Rob Dog, Coinbase base is seeing more users come to the network because of the memes. Yes, that's what memes does. I'm not saying, okay, just so I'm clear, I'm not saying that all memes are good. A lot of memes are bad. Most of them are still rugs. Okay, but you just have to pay attention. You got to pay attention to the memes. First of all, the ones that burn their LP is important. Okay, that shows it shows it's a fair launch, right? It's a big thing to do when it comes to LPs. You got to, memes, you got to burn LP. And then second of all, you got to look at a distribution. How much does a team hold for marketing? Generally, it's like 10%, something like that. 10%, 20%, which is fine. As long as it's not like 50% or 80%, then there's something fishy there. And then you look at the team, right? I think the team is the most important. If they are docs, that's huge. Most memes are not. They're all anonymous people. But docs team members shows a lot of faith, right? That they're showing who they are. So it's very unlikely that they'll go rug, although it still happens sometimes, but still. I mean, but memes, the good ones, are just driving a lot of users to the chains. That's why Avalanche has fully embraced memes. They have a $100 million fund that's going to memes. 100 million that they will be deploying over, I don't know how many years, but they have come out and supported their top memes. And I think all the other chains should do that. As long as the memes that they support are good, solid ones, it's going to just drive a lot of users and a lot of volume. And that's what you want as a chain. And that's why I think Avalanche is doing well too. Avalanche started moving upwards. They're at number 9. They surpassed Cardano briefly, but I think Avalanche is going to do very well too because of memes as well. And I'm sure Trader Joe is probably doing well too because of it. Let's see. J Studios, any update on Cosmos Atom? Staking is at 14%, but prices has been sideways. I mean, the reason why staking is at 14% is because their inflation rate is higher than 14%. That's the problem with Cosmos. Their token economics kind of sucks. All the chains that come out of Cosmos are great, like Injective and Celestia and others, but it doesn't really help Cosmos itself. So I'm rooting for them, but I'm hoping they do something. Increase burning or introduce burning. I don't think they have burning. They have to do something. Which coins do you think will pump hardest during Paris Blockchain Week? I don't know. What I do know is this. I'm going to... Okay, you guys, if you haven't, go to the new CryptosRus.com page. It's awesome with all the videos. But if you go to events, I will be attending Sui Basecamp, which is happening the same time as Paris Blockchain Week, right? So I think Sui could have some big announcements that drives them upwards. But I don't know about anything else, any other projects there that will be driving that week. So I don't know. But if you guys are in Paris or want to go to Paris, you could check out Sui Basecamp. I'll be there, and there's a discount code. My stablecoin XRP looks to be depegging. Should I be worried? Depegging from what? From everything? Yeah. DJ, out of Whiff, Pepe, Bonk, which will have the biggest gains and what market cap? Whiff is getting listed on EU, Robinhood. Do you think Whiff Sphere will pump up the price or dump? You know, Whiff has been up and down, but Whiff is the clear winner right now, okay, of all memes on Solana. I think Bonk lost all momentum because of Whiff. And Pepe's on ETH. Pepe will continue to do well on ETH, but I think Whiff will have the biggest gain this year. And maybe in this cycle. I don't know if it's this cycle. There could be another one that blows up too. I mean, we just saw one. We saw Book of Meme hit 1.3 billion in 2 days, right? Maybe we'll get another one that can be higher than Whiff. So DC in the house. Hey, what's up, guys? Josh and Joshua, Jake, and DZ. Is it too dumb to take profits in the Solana pump? It's not dumb, but you know, I think Solana's gonna go a lot higher. I mean, it's clear that meme season is on Solana, and it's not going to stop. There's nothing that's gonna stop this, unless you know Solana's chain keeps on breaking. Maybe that'll stop it. But right now, outside of that one blip, they've been doing pretty well. And these memes are driving so much volume, so much TVL to Solana. Taking profits is always important, but I think Solana's going to go a lot higher. Kerrigan, are you bullish about any layer 2s? Which ones? You know, I got to know the Midas team. I think they're doing good things, and Vitalik might support them officially because they're coming out with the decentralized sequencer, which is the first among any L2s, which makes them actually a lot more decentralized than the others. So I think they're what, I don't know about they're the favorite, but they definitely stand out. I mean, obviously Arbitrum and Optimism are big, but Arbitrum just had a big unlock, and Optimism will too. And, you know, they're already so big. So, may want to look into Midas. Earl says, Leo from AVAX from Kimball team. Why would Kimball come out with another meme when they're still trying to grow Kimball? That doesn't make much sense. Should I sell Ethereum for Solana right now, Luxat? I can't tell you what to do. But I will say this. I hold a lot more Solana than ETH. G7 Film says, I think AVAX are the next meme chain. I think they are. I think they are. I mean, Cock kind of proved it. Cock is at 300 million. And then they have a few others like Kimball that's up there too. And then, you know, they have others like Big Red now. So I think they could be the next meme chain. They are embracing it. Solana doesn't even come out and embrace memes. But Avalanche is. Patrick says, I don't understand. Why is Stacks not going up with such a huge upgrade on Nakamoto? What are your thoughts? You know, here's the thing. Okay. I hate to say this is a reality. Like, most people in this space do not care about upgrades or updates. Okay. They just care about if they can make money. So even though Stacks, you know, it makes a lot of sense that Stacks would trend up with Bitcoin. And it has been. But like when you have like a major update or something, like when ETH had a major update or whoever had a major update, no one really cares. They just want to see the price go up. That's the reason why. Lazaro, I've been trying to withdraw. Hold on. I've been trying to withdraw some coins to Solana network from Trust Wallet. It's taking forever. It says pending more than 24 hours. I don't know. I did have something similar where I tried to take out from a SEX and it took a few hours. I think there's so much volume right now that may be the reason, but 24 hours seems crazy. Unfortunately, Bitcoin is taking... It seems like whenever there's market open, like Wall Street hurries and sells off, and then we get a recovery afterwards, right? I don't know what's going on with Grayscale. I don't know why their dumping just won't stop. You know, if they ever stopped, or I don't know what other entity that may be selling, if they ever did, you know, we would be at like 80,000 already. The only reason why we came down was the constant selling of Grayscale and maybe the miners. But at some point, you know, they have to stop. And then that's when we just trend upwards. Jeremiah, tips. We know you're watching closely. Yeah. I think they're... It goes along with the cock and culo theme. Relatively small, under 4 million on Solana. And I did talk to the founder. I think we're going to do some stuff together. But it's very sexual in nature. That's the only thing. Maybe not. You could say just a tip about anything, right? I got just a tip for you. George, after an NVIDIA conference at 1 p.m., BTC will pump. I don't know if that's going to pump BTC. It might pump like Near protocol and all AI plays. So Near has been super, super hot. Taking a breather today, but they shot up hugely in the last month. Look at that, 113% in the last month. And you got others like Fetch taking a breather today, but I know they were up 206%, 209% in the last month. And Singularity up how many percent? 136%. So after an NVIDIA conference, all these could shoot upwards, right? We'll see. I don't even know what's going to be said, anything major, but yeah, maybe there's partnerships that'll be announced. Thoughts on FTM, Sonic upgrade, airdrop, stable? You know what? Phantom is still holding pretty well, 2+ billion. Sonic upgrade is supposed to make it a lot more efficient and faster. So there's a chance they could still do well this cycle, right? I said in the past, I thought maybe Phantom lost a lot of momentum due to L2s, and they have. If it wasn't for the popular L2s, I think Phantom could be a lot higher on the chain, on the list, I should say. But you know what? They're holding their own. Andre Kroning is kind of like a DeFi genius. 2.5 billion. They're not too bad. They're not too bad at all. They're number 50, 49. So, you know, they could continue to do well. Nasty Evolution. Average dude here. Portfolio total is 2.5 BTC. Hey, that's not average, man. 2.5 BTC is a lot of money. That's like over 100 and... That's like almost $200,000. Congratulations. but still feel regret of not buying more, you should just say FOMO, fear of missing out. Do you get this too? Does it ever go away? No. No. I'll just say I have my portfolio is much larger, and I still feel FOMO all the time. That's why I got myself involved with leverage trading, because it's exciting and it makes me feel alive. And I've made some good gains from it. Also, why I'm into memes. Because it doesn't matter how high your portfolio is at. You always feel like it's not enough. Tom, welcome, man. Thoughts on ADA cycle top, ready to convert to SOL. I'm a lot more bullish on Solana than Cardano. That's not a secret. But Cardano always surprises people. I'll say this. I'll defend Cardano this way. It always surprises people. Every cycle, you see it get very, very, very stagnant. People convert, and then all of a sudden it blows up. That's how it hit, $3 back in 2021. It just out of nowhere, it just started blowing up. Can we see Cardano do the same thing? Get back to its previous high and blow up even more? Sure. It probably will do that. But in the meantime, you have other chains that are moving up way faster. So, when it comes to a bull market, you want to ride the fastest horses, right? You don't want to ride the slowest horses in a bull market. You want to ride the fastest horses. I mean, look at the 90-day performance. This is kind of telling. 90-day performance, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Ethereum actually surpassed Bitcoin in 90-day performance, which is surprising, but still, 57%, 59%. You look at Solana, 176%, right? So that's triple Ethereum's performance. BNB woke up a little bit, 120%. That's not bad. But you look at Cardano's 90-day performance, 13%. That trails even Dogecoin, which is at 56%. I mean, okay, so, and that's a big cap. Okay, so you scroll down. What's the next coin to have only 13% in 90 days? I mean, even Litecoin surpassed Cardano at 16%. You have to go all the way down to Cosmos. And unfortunately, Cosmos, is that slow and even slower than Cardano. So, I mean, it's been painful to hold Cardano within the last 3 months, since the beginning of the year, right? I don't know if I can add a year performance in here. Year to date, no, that's pretty much the same. Too bad we can't go back a year. From all-time high. Okay, let's add this. This will be interesting. Okay, looking at it from all-time high. Bitcoin's only 8%, obviously, because we already formed a new high. Ethereum is still 27% down, 28% down. Sol's still 22% down. So, hey, if you think Sol's too hot, it's still 22% off from its high. XRP is still 84% off from its high. Nowhere close. Cardano is still 79% from high. Avalanche is 58. That means it still has plenty to go, but 79% from high. Doge is at 80% from high. Polkadot's 82% from high. Another reason why I don't really like Polkadot, it's just it doesn't move. Litecoin, 80% from high. ICP, 98% from high. You guys notice no one in the chat asked about ICP anymore? That's probably the reason why. When ICP gets hot, everyone's asking me like, oh, what do you think about ICP? Why do you not support ICP? I mean, here's a clear reason. It's 98% from its all-time high. It was way, way too hyped up in 2021. man, you know, a lot of these are still so far off from their all-time high. It goes to show you how early we still are. As high as these projects are, okay, they're still like Filecoin, which is ridiculous. 96% away from its all-time high. 96%, and they're sitting at number 25. They're not sitting at like 250. They're still 96%. That's ridiculous. Same thing with ICP at 98% at 23. Like, come on. Like, how high would their market caps? Discord is in my Patreon, Josh. You have to join in Patreon. It's a really good community. A lot of us are talking. I'm sharing alpha all the time. Let me see. I missed out on a lot of super chats. Do you have any vids on leverage? No, you just got to figure it out. Okay, it's not that difficult. Every foreign exchange basically outside of US have leverage, but you got to be careful. You got to ease into it. You got to be very careful. You could get liquidated really, really, really quickly. And I don't want to see people get liquidated, but it happens sometimes. Do you think Injective will pump good later this run? Yes, they just formed a new high, and then they came back down. But yes, I think they will continue to move forward. Shogun upgraded membership. Thank you. Tekken, new member. Welcome. Nathan, message retracted. Let's see. GFI. Goldfinch or Gravity Finance or Gorillafy. I don't know which one. I'm just going to assume it's this one, Goldfinch. It's on ETH. Real yields from real companies, really. Stop worrying about crypto money games. Start lending your USDC to real businesses worldwide. That's probably as boring as it can be. Okay. You might as well buy gold. No, the crypto games is what people want. Sorry, man. Goldfinch is not my thing. I don't know if that's a question, Casper. Big Red. Yes. I think Big Red could do well. It's just a matter of time before the foundation supports them. What do you think about Boom? It's you gotta let it cool down. It went up too crazily, okay? You gotta let it cool down. And I don't even know anything about the project other than it hit $1 billion really, really, really quickly. So, but it could be another major meme on Solana because it is quite high, but you gotta let it cool down. Do you think ETH will outperform Bitcoin this year? You know what? I don't think so. I think Bitcoin will probably lead. Is Big Red even on CMC yet? No, it's not. Still quite low, 12 million market cap. I know Big Red and Kulo, now they have a partnership. I mean, Moon Daddies go drive both of these higher. Kulo swap is going to be a big thing, and it's going to have Big Red involved. So both of these are still quite low. Thoughts on Shrapnel? Gameplay looks sick. It does, but it's not really really a DeFi game. I mean, not really a crypto game. Like they have some, it's like a totally, it's like they're trying to create, they're part of Beam. They have their own subnet on Avalanche, but like right now, it seems like they're only utilizing NFTs, I think. They're not really fully embracing Web3 just yet. They just want to get out of the game. They have tournaments and stuff like that. Looks good. They have their own token, obviously, but it doesn't seem like they're fully embracing Web3 yet. But, you know, they'll probably get there. What are your top 3 AI projects? I'd say Fetch is number 1. And then, you know, you could throw Render in there now. Render has been doing good. So I would say Fetch, Render, and maybe Near. We'll see. Hi, George. If I transfer my crypto in Dubai, which there will be no taxes, do I need to pay taxes here in the U.S.? Well, if you're a U.S. resident, then yes. Can Big Red make a 1 billion market cap? I think Big Red and Kula both have a chance to make 1 billion market cap. They're small, they're slower moving because they're not on Solana, but you know, the cycle is young. The cycle is very, very young. Cigar Attach says, yup, that income is taxable if you're a citizen of the U.S. regardless where. Yes, that's if you're in the U.S., or I guess if you're a citizen of the U.S., you corrected that. Yeah, you got to pay income taxes. What happens end of the year if ETFs continue to buy 10K Bitcoin per day? You know what's going to happen? Bitcoin is going to be at like 150,000, like what Standard Chartered says. As Aptos okay? Looks like it's pumping. I don't know. I don't know. You know, they take turns. Aptos is still way off from their previous high. I don't know about way off. 26%. That's not bad. Not bad. I just can't believe something like Filecoin is still 96% down. I think my DCA portfolio did have Filecoin and it's still way in the red. But others, so many have surpassed their previous high or is very close to their previous high. All right, guys. Overall, what comes next for Bitcoin and Solana? Well, Solana is going to keep on trending higher. Not only Solana, but all the DEXs within Solana like Radium and Jupiter and probably Orca too. I didn't even check Orca. Orca's probably exploding too. Yeah, it's up 20%. I mean, all the DEXs are going to gain strength because of the meme activity, and they're not going to stop. There will be more memes, more like Whiff and Bonk and Book a Meme and whatever the slurf is. There will be more of this. So don't sleep on it. And Bitcoin, you know what? Bitcoin, once it finds its footing, it's going to form another high. We are right at the cusp of the parabolic bull run, so stay strong, stay focused, don't be discouraged, don't sell your Bitcoin to BlackRock, okay? Don't sell to the guys that don't need it like BlackRock. All right, guys, have a good one. Take care.